YouTube search? What's YouTube search? How do I use YouTube search? Why do you talk about YouTube search so much? I'm back here with another video, and today I'm going to be giving you another free tool. That's right, I'm all about the free tools nowadays. I want people to get started, and this is another thing that you can get started right away when it comes to making content ideas. YouTube search has evolved a lot as well, and the reason why I go back to this when I'm talking to clients about how to grow on this platform is because back then there was no TubeBuddy, there was no vidIQ, no Social Blade, no whatever other Chrome add-on that's out there now. There was only YouTube search, and that was it. And even now, with all these add-ons, I still go back to YouTube search in order to learn more. Alright, so you can see that I am on the YouTube homepage right now, incognito, and I am on this blinking cursor of YouTube search. The first thing that you can learn from YouTube search is just by typing in a topic. This time, let's go with makeup because it's a very interesting and common topic. Now, before you even hit search, look at what YouTube has given us. Look at all of these recommendations. Now, the important thing here is that YouTube recommendations on the YouTube search, this is actually based off of popularity as well. This means that this is telling us what are the things that are popular at this very moment on YouTube when it comes to this topic. The key here when it comes to using YouTube search for all these keywords here is that you want to find a balance between demand and competition. Competition is the only reason why people are struggling on YouTube in the first place, including myself. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to be like, oh, makeup tutorial for beginners, it's on here. That means I should make a video about this. And while you might be correct, in this case, it is probably too competitive. So if you're just using YouTube search to start off and nothing more, you want to go in two directions. You either want to go to the latter keywords there, just so that it's not as the high ranking ones. With thousands and hundreds of thousands of people searching, you cannot work with that. Instead, what you want to do is maybe look more at the ones that are lower so that there's less competition. But even so, after you do that, you can also hit space and look at this. More data. I can just think of so many ideas already for clients in this niche here. And now what you can see here is that they give you more keywords. This is a very critical part of keyword research of growing on YouTube. It is using long tail keywords. Now, makeup itself is the most general, the biggest umbrella term there is. So what you want to do is you want to, let's say I want to do makeup for beginners. I can hit space and slowly you can see it becoming narrower and narrower from a wider funnel to a more narrow funnel. You see, this is a really important part because you don't want to just make a video for makeup for beginners. What you want to do is you want to look at and see what more are people looking for at this moment. Like, let's switch gears and let's look at real estate. If I were to do real estate, we can see real estate investing, Asian, Canada, wholesaling, photography. Let's say I'm looking for real estate photography tips. I want to build my portfolio for real estate and I want to close more sales. You can go to real estate photography, and from there, you can see lighting techniques. This is what people are looking for. Business. If you click space again and you can't find anything, that means you've narrowed it down to the most part already. So let's go back to makeup because I feel like maybe that's more relatable, maybe not. So let's say makeup tutorial for beginners, natural look. Let's say I have brown skin, just as example. I could do that and look at more suggestions. You see, I haven't even hit search on the YouTube search and I'm already finding so much good market data completely free, just blinking, looking at you on the YouTube platform. That's why I love using YouTube search. And that's why anybody, if they know their audience, they will be able to use this to the best advantage. And even here, you can see that some of them are actually in the front, meaning that YouTube is on your side. They might be giving you some like eye makeup tutorial. That's a great way to narrow it down because That way you're not just maybe like doing makeup as a whole, you can focus on the eye. And then even if I were to do this, I can go back to eye makeup tutorial. Bam, more suggestions. And once again, this is showing what people are looking for, what is popular out there, what is trending. You can do that. And let's say you're doing one for small eyes. You can look at that as well, and it can show you hooded eyes, simple, smoky, easy, natural, bridal, cat, best, makeup. All of these things are great topics that you can do. So I've shown you how to look at the suggestions. I've shown you what long tail versus short tail keywords are. Now I'm finally gonna do a search. Let's do makeup tutorial for short eyes. So once I do a search here, what this does is it gives you an idea of what YouTube is saying to be the highest ranking and the most successful videos. You can see that there's a variety of videos here with views. Some of them, look at this one, only has less than 100K viewership. This one has 1.3 million. So as a result, you see some variety here and you can start understanding what this is all about. By looking more in terms of what is being recommended, even seeing the thumbnails, the titles, all of this is just good information for you to have a better understanding about how you can approach this topic. There's just so much competition, and that's why marketing exists, is because everybody is talking about the same thing. What can you do to differentiate? That's why you need to understand your audience, you need to know what thumbnails are working, and you need to synergize that with your value proposition. And that's why using this can be valuable. Now, before you leave, I have one more quick tip here, and it is using the filter button as well. Now, this filter button is so useful. So for example, you can click on the duration, and if you sort it by longer content, that also gives you a slightly different snapshot of what is trending, of what people are looking for. You can kind of have an understanding of how longer content can be formatted. But it also gives you some insight in terms of opportunities. So you can take a look at the titling that they use, and you can also see, well, what strengths do I have when it comes to this genre here? And the other filter, as I was talking about, so you can hit X to get rid of that. And then you can also hit upload date. Now this one is probably one of my best and most common features, is that you can see in the last week, last month, or this year, what the trend is. See, that is super informative. You can use this in a lot of ways. You could even, like, for example, I'm seeing the one that stood out for me was this one that came out a day ago and has like 8,000 views. You can even click into the video, and then you can kind of see, wow, like, what are people commenting on? What are people looking for? You can kind of see, well, it says super pretty, can't wait to test it out. Maybe some questions that people have as well. And all of these things can point towards better content. So the presentation is gonna be better, and also the content will be better, because by doing this, you are gonna be able to understand what your audience is all about. All right, everybody, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully after watching this video, you're able to utilize this free tool that's just sitting here every day when you use YouTube, when you use it on your phone or on your computer. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.